Suicidemouse.avi is the last episode Creepypasta, and this is widely seen as the forefather of the entire last episode genre. This story is based off an old unseen Mickey Mouse episode. There is also a video that is based off the creepypasta, the pasta. So, do any of you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s, the ones that were just put out on DVD a few years ago? Well, I hear that there is one unreleased to even the most advanced classic Disney fans. According to the sources, it's nothing special. It is continuous loop like the Flintstones of Mickey Mouse walking past six buildings that goes on for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in through the song on this cartoon was not a song at all. It was just constant banging on a piano for a minute and a half before going to a white noise for the remainder of the film. It wasn't a jolly old Mickey we come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing, not even smiling, was kind of walking as if you or I were walking, with a normal facial expression, but for some reason his head tilted to the side as he kept this demented look. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after it cut to black, there would and that was it. When Leonard Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put in complete series, to it was junk. He decided it was too junk to be put on DVD, but wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was creation of Walt. When he had a digital version up on his computer, it looked and to look at the file, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source emailed to me in full. He is personal assistant for one of the highest executives at Disney and acquaintance for Mr. Martin himself. After it cut black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute before going back into Mickey walking. The sound was different this time. It was in a language or more like a girlish cry as the noise got more indescribable, a loud over the next minute, the picture began to get weird. The sidewalk started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey walking and the dismal face of the mouse slowly turning into a smirk. On the 7th minute, the mirror turned into a blood-curdling scream, that kind of scream painful to hear, and the picture was getting more absurd. Colors were happening in that shouldn't been possible at the time. Mickey's face has been to fall apart. His eyes rolled on the bottom of his chin like two marbles in a fishbowl, and his curled smile was pointed upwards and on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble floating in midair, and the sidewalks still impossible, navigating in warped directions. A few seemingly comfortable with what we as humans know about direction. Mr. Moulton got disturbed and left the room, sending the employees to finish the video and take notes of everything happening up until the last second and afterwards immediately store the disc of the cartoon into the vault. The distortion screaming lasted until 8 minutes, a few seconds in, then it abruptly cuts to Mickey Mouse facing at the credits at the end of every video, which sounded like a broken music box playing in the background. This happened for 30 seconds, and whatever was in the remaining 30 seconds, I haven't been able to get a sliver of information from a security guard working under me who was making rounds outside of the room. I was told after the last frame, the employee stumbled out the room with the pale skin saying real suffering is not known several times before speedily taking out the guard's pistol and upping himself on the spot. The thing I could get out my the thing I could get out of Leonard Martin's was that the last frame of the piece was Russian text through the that roughly said the sights of hell brings in its viewers back in. As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there has been a dozen attempts at getting the files and reps shared by employees inside the studios, of all whom has been permanently terminated of their jobs. whenever it got online or it is up for debate. But if rumors serving me right, it's only somewhere under Suicidemouse.avi. If you ever find a copy of the film, I want you to never view it and contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time when a Disney death is covered up as well as this. It means it has to be something huge. Get to me, TR. I have yet to find a copy of this, but it is out there. I know. I know it.